Well. I have never done one of these on my channel because I don't get rid of books. that I have never done that before. I just accrue them. And so this is the first time I am ever doing an unhaul. So there are kind of 4 separate groupings of unhaul. One is giving books to Grace because she wants to read them. Simple enough. Number 2 is books that I actually will get rid of via... I have several ideas, like people say to put them on Vinted. I've thought about doing them as giveaways, but they're books that I don't enjoy, so why would I? Unless people are interested in some of the books, you'll have to let me know in the comments. That would be the best way. Charity, like charity shops, or I've had the idea of doing this for charity at uni, is wrapping them in like the brown paper and doing mystery books and then selling it and donating the money to charity. So that's the second section. Third section is books I'm going to give to university because they're course books that I don't plan on using, so then future students can use them and not have to waste money. And number 4 is books that I'm going to give to my parents because they are books I've either read and want to keep or think that they will enjoy, / books I haven't read yet but don't plan on reading in the near future. If you do enjoy, please do like, please do subscribe. Tell me if any of these books you're like, oh shit, you're being a fucking idiot if you're getting rid of that. Otherwise, the only book out of the ones that I'm giving to Grace that I was originally going to... I was going to give this to my mum. Is Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller because Grace just likes this edition. I think that was the reasoning. So that's going to go over to her. I read this last January. It slapped hard. I gave it 5 stars, or like 4.5 or whatever. So this is not down to quality, this is just... I don't plan on rereading it, so I was thinking I can... this is a popular author, if I can give it to charity or something, someone's bound to enjoy it. But if Grace wants it, banger. Yeah! Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. So the second lot of books are... these are the uni books. They're simply not going to reread them, don't need them for uni. So to fly through these... Peter Pan, I fucking hate Peter Pan. Peter Pan, it's just fucking dog shit. It's racist, it's the most sexist thing I've ever read. It reinforces all the bad habits that toxic masculinity is fucking renowned for. And overall, fuck it, just leave it in the past. Done. Sorry to those, I know there's so many people on BookTube that love Peter Pan. I think it is... a pile of shit. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I read this for first year as well. I read it. I really enjoyed it. Grace has a copy, so I'm inevitably not going to need this. Someone at uni can use it and not have to waste the money buying it because students don't have any. The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. Another book that is fucking dog shit. This is pretty much the only book for uni I've DNF'd. Talk about taking something that was great in The Handmaid's Tale and then decimating it. There's only one interesting idea in the entire book and everything else is the most farcical, doesn't make sense, completely breaks the world in which the story takes place and is overall shit again. And robbed Bernardine Evaristo of the deserved Booker Prize, being just to herself. Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Once again, my mum owns a copy of this, so if I want to reread it, I can just take it from there. Frankenstein, I own 2 copies, so I can get rid of one and give it to them. Out of the Shakespeare I've read, I've kept the ones that I really like. I've kept Hamlet, I've kept Merchant for Venice and everything, but I'm getting rid of Measure for Measure. Wasn't my favourite. And I'm also getting rid of the Comedy of Errors because overall I don't think his comedies hold up because they're basically just fat and sexist and racist jokes. So, not for me. Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit is actually... Now that I think about it, I want to keep this one. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one because I saw books with Brittany talk about... I forgot what the book was called, but there was another Jeanette Winterson. I realised that I want to reread this because I think I didn't do it enough service because I was reading it for uni. So I'm actually going to keep this one and possibly reread it. Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty is a good book. Really enjoyed it. It was way better than I was anticipating it to be. However, I've read it. You can get it from a charity shop very easily, so I see no reason to hang on to it because I can just pick it up if I really want to again. Translations by Brian Friel was a very good play. It's about the first ordnance survey done by the British going into Ireland, and it's just it was very good, but I have no interest in rereading it again. I'm not going to use it for anything, so once again a first year can use that and get a lot of value out of it. And the same for Voyage in the Dark by Jean Rhys. Not for me. It was good. I think I gave it 3 stars again. It was just, I value the writing. Who fucking knows? But that's it. Then we're going to do, I think next we'll do books that I'm actually going to get rid of. Because I think that's what people are actually here for. I know I'm getting rid of the other ones, but you know, these are the ones that are getting cutthroat destroyed. So I'm just picking these up at random. First one is The Dragon Waiting by John M. Ford. I got this after reading an article, and it was talking about the fact that he died, and due to his family's beliefs, the books weren't being published anymore, and that was changing. And so I thought, damn, that's very sad. I thought I'd pick it up. And it's a historical fantasy, and I was just too dumb for this book. I think for people who are very much into history and are aware of the time frame, which is like the Byzantine Empire, 1400s type thing, it's fantastic. That I really enjoyed what I did from it, but other things I was just dumbfoundedly dumb, and I was just unprepared for it. So I think other people will value this higher than me, hopefully, and I personally won't be rereading it, and I don't think Grace wants to read it. So, Moab is My Wash Pot by Stephen Fry was a book club pick on the Discord, which you should all join, evidently. This was our first one, and we all hated it. I think, the only person, or possibly there was one other person, I think Kate also finished it. Otherwise, this was a rough read. It felt very long, and yeah, it was not for me. I picked this up randomly at some point, which is The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. I'm never gonna fucking read that, so that's gone. I picked this up thinking it was the first Shannara Chronicles, and then I didn't look properly because it's the Dark Legacy of Shannara. It's some spin-off shit or like sequel thing. So never going to read this because I've got a whole series to get through first, so that's gone. What's next? An Ember in the Ashes. I picked this up for no reason. Once again, most of these are from before I started BookTube. I just picked them up knowing nothing from charity shops, and I've never had an interest in reading this ever. So I think it's YA as well, not my particular fantasy, so that's going to get gone. The next one is, there are a trilogy by Kevin J. Anderson. Please tell me if these are any good, because I've owned them for a long time from a charity shop, and I've never read them because I don't know anything about them. I just bought them because I'm a fucking idiot. This is a pre BookTube buy when I was just like, oh, spaceship go vroom. What else we got here? We've got a random Sharp book. I don't really plan on reading Sharp. Out of all of the Paul Cornwell stuff, that's not what I'm going to read. I've got the third Dune novel. I haven't even read the first one, so there's no point keeping the third one around. Once again, got from a charity shop. All of these are charity shop buys. And then Wool, I bought this randomly. Well, God, think about all the money I've wasted on shitty books right now. I just don't want to read it. Next up, Eye of the World. This is actually not for hating it. I actually really love this book. I just have a different edition. I have the mass market paperback from Canada when I went to visit there, and I just prefer that one. It's the one I actually read. This I got from a charity shop, I believe, and this I famously cracked, and famously I mean to myself, I famously cracked the spine on this on purpose in a video for David Tessero, which was very funny, and I enjoyed doing that. Next up, Gunmetal Gods. This was for Daniel Green's Best Books video. I gave it 2.5 stars, I think. Wasn't for me. I think other people enjoy it more, so that's one that will get passed on. And finally, also, I gave The Book Eaters 2 stars by Sun Yudin. I did not like the book. That's simple said. I didn't enjoy it. I actually quite enjoyed it until I didn't, and that's why it got a 2 stars, because I was so fundamentally disappointed with the way the book went and what happened. And I didn't understand what she was trying to say. It just, yeah, the messaging, I was just like, I don't like this. I don't like what you're trying to tell me right now. So, yeah, that was done. At least I've actually read those, though. Ken Follett's The Pillars of Earth. My parents own a copy, so if I want to read it, I can get it there. It's just too big to take up that much space, and I don't have any plans on reading it soon, so that can get passed on. Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace Volume 1. If I'm going to read it, I'm not going to read it in this. I actually just got this randomly, like 3 streets down. They would just have books on the side they would just get rid of, and it was like, take whatever. I have a random book by Bernard Knight, never even heard of him. This was also just for free, and I picked it up, but never going to read it, so that's not happening. World War Z, actually. No, my brother owns a copy of this. World War Z. I read this as a teenager. I enjoyed it, but I don't really remember it, and I have no interest in rereading it at the moment, so that can go. This is actually, I should give this one to my uni. This is my nice tabbed copy of Hunger Games, which I studied at uni, so that can go in the uni pile. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Once again, I don't know why I picked this up. I have no interest in reading it, so it's going. I'm just a fucking idiot. Mrs. Death by Selena Godden is another book club pick on Discord that I enjoyed. I just have no interest in rereading it, and Grace has a copy, so I don't need it. I picked up Necromancer by Gordon Dixon, and I thought this was Neuromancer when I bought it. I thought it was Neuromancer, so I got it, and then I was like, I've horribly misunderstood. So I'm never going to read that. I don't know what it is. I've got a random Arthur C. Clarke that I got for free, but if I've got a couple of other Arthur C. Clarkes that I'm going to read before that, if I'm going to, like Rendezvous with Rama and everything. Please tell me if this one's good, though, if you're aware of it. And The War of the Flowers was a Tad Williams book I picked up for a charity shop before getting the Dragonbone Chair, because that's the one I actually want to read. So now that I have Dragonbone Chair, I'm never going to read this before I read Dragonbone Chair, so that can go. My dad gave me a copy of a hardback of Doomakey, so I don't need the paperback anymore, so that can go. I've got Random Raymond E. Feist, which is the same as Tad Williams. If I'm going to read a Raymond Feist, I'm going to read Magician, so no need to have this hanging around for no reason. And The Hobbit, I own 3 copies of The Hobbit, and then this, so once again, no reason to stick around. The Guardians of Halla is a random book I actually picked up when I bought the 5th season, which was when I was in like 2018, 19, I bought this. So that's going way back. So yeah, never read it. It's been 5 years, so if I was going to read it, I was going to before then. Raybearer by Jordan Afuko. I just randomly picked this up again, don't know why. And Ender's Game, Orson Scott Card. Orson Scott Card's a piece of shit, so don't really plan on reading his books. And finally, Clash of Kings, when I went to Canada. This was the original copy I read when I was a kid. And then I got like a really cool mass market paperback edition from a charity shop in Canada, so I don't need 2 copies, so that can go. I actually have 3 copies because somewhere behind there I have the English version of the mass market paperback, which is also cool. So they're all the books I'm actually going to get rid of in some form or another. I think that's a good amount of books to get rid of, you know, that's a good cull. And then the final thing is to go through, I probably won't go through every book there, because they're mostly just, there's a lot of Charles Dickens. If I'm going to read Charles Dickens, I'm going to read Great Expectations next, so I don't need all of the different ones that I have from my great aunt. There's a few history books and just random stuff that I don't need. So what I'll do is I'll go through the ones that I'm actually going to take with me when I go for my birthday in a couple of days. These are the ones I'm going to give to my parents because I think they'll enjoy them. We've got a man called Ove, called Frederick Buckman. I think my mum will enjoy reading this, and possibly my dad as well. I'm giving 2 books back to my mum, which is Tess Gerritson's books, that she enjoys reading those. A Passage to India by E.M. Forster. I read it, I enjoyed it. Don't need to stick it around because I'm going to read Howard's End if I'm going to read another one. Didn't exactly love this, so I think my parents will read it. 7 Years in Tibet, The Mad and the Bad, I think my dad would really enjoy, so I'm giving it to him because I enjoyed it, but I don't need it around. Circe, I think my mum will enjoy. I'll Never Be Young Again by Daphne du Maurier, I think my mum will enjoy. And The Great Train Robbery by Michael Crichton is just one that my parents wanted anyway. So they're the books that I'm giving to them this weekend. That's right, for my birthday, I'm giving them books. And then over there, we've got a stack of like 30-ish books, probably 35, 40, that I'll move over at some point. But I think we did a fucking good job, you know? Like, Unhaul, I unhauled. What the fuck does that mean? And we only convinced ourselves to keep one book, which is Orange is Not the Only Fruit. So I'm happy with that. I think it's super small, actually. I don't know why I didn't want to keep this one. I'm going to pop that down there. If you did enjoy, please do like, please do subscribe. Let me know whether any of these books are a massive mistake and I'm a fucking idiot, because I probably am. Also, let me know what you think is a good idea in terms of how to get rid of the books that I don't want. I think those ideas are fine. I just don't know which one to do. But otherwise, thank you very much to my patrons for your continued support. It really does mean the world. Trust me, I'm not going to waste the money that you're giving me to buy books that I'm going to get rid of. All the ones that I'm getting now are actually being read, which is wonderful. And overall, love you all. See you later. Have a nice rest of your day.